Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Holton Talks. You're joined today by myself, Scott, Aaron, and Jamie. Lads, how are we doing?
Not too bad,
Good,
mate.
mate. How are you?
Yeah, all good. If you're not already, go and subscribe to the channel, please. Follow us on TikTok, all the usual jazz. We are looking ahead to Newcastle in the FA Cup on Saturday afternoon, evening. Kind of caught in the middle. It's a bit of a shitty bloody kickoff time, really. But at home to Newcastle, good opportunity to progress into what would be the fifth round of the Cup. I'll come to you first. Azzy, thoughts going into it? What are you expecting?
We need to win. I reckon it'll be a tough game, especially obviously Newcastle getting 3 points at Tottenham. So yeah, tough game for me, and just one that I hope we get through because we need to win this bloody competition, man.
Yeah, Jay, we obviously came close last year, and then Palace, we just looked like we ran out of ideas when it comes to the semi-final. Are you expecting us to progress into the fifth round again?
First of all, what a waste of a day that was for us three against Palace at Wembley last year. Yeah, I would expect us to. I think Newcastle on a poor run of form as well. I think we'll probably touch on it a little bit later, but yeah, there's all sort of unrest with Eddie Howe at the minute, and even their players they've signed in the summer, and even the players they've had. Trippier was the first big signing they had from the takeover, and he kind of carried him for a couple of seasons, and even now he's on the edge. I think a lot of fans have turned on him, so the fans have turned on a lot of their players. So it's like I said, we'll probably touch on it a little bit later on, but yeah, they're not in the best state at the minute, so hopefully we can progress.
Yeah, I mean, team-wise, I would imagine there'd be a few changes. I thought the Brighton game, we looked a bit leggy, a bit tired. In terms of changes, maybe a good time for like the likes of Lindelof to get some minutes, Dougie to get another good 75 to 90 minutes in the tank, maybe a start or a go for Alisson again, and then I'd expect Tammy to at least start up front. As he team news wise, what are you expecting?
Yeah, it's one of them, innit? You don't want to make too many and sort of get caught out, but me personally, I'd probably expect to say I think Cash is still a doubt, isn't he? So Bogarts, potentially Lindelof and Torres, Digny, if he does want to change it all. I would stick with Louise in there to give him more minutes and maybe put him with Barkley to give Onana a rest. And then, yeah, Tammy definitely up front, potentially Alisson with Rodgers. He always starts Rodgers, doesn't he? And Buendia or Sancho. That's the way I think he'd go. But I'll be happy if he didn't make too many changes just to get through the tie. But we will see.
Yeah, Jay, what do you think about what the team might look like?
Yeah, I can't see him making many changes. Obviously, you'd have the odd one. I think him putting Alisson on at the same time as Tammy yesterday shows that how I'm looking at it is that he has some belief in him. So I'd like to see him hopefully from the start. Obviously, I'd like to Barkley if he can get 60 minutes, if Bailey can get 60 minutes. So yeah, hopefully see these players. Obviously, Tammy up front from the get go, hopefully, and yeah, I expect Newcastle to probably make a few changes as well, and even with our maybe not in attacking areas, but as a team as a whole, even with our injuries, we got better depth than them. So I'd like to think the players we bring in are stronger than the players they bring in.
Yeah, you'd think Tammy would definitely start up top. I think there's no point really in risking Ollie, and I think Tammy could probably do with some minutes in the legs, and a goal would be nice. You'd imagine Bailey would probably start. I'm not sure if he'll start Alisson, but I think, like you just kind of touched on there, for Emery to throw him straight in, it's not something that he necessarily does straight away for a younger player. So he's obviously seen something in him. I thought he did okay when he come on. So I'm not sure he starts, but he gets maybe 25 minutes, half an hour. Sancho again, I think Barkley will come get an hour or so. It'd be good to get some minutes into his legs. And I'd probably rest Konsa, and there's no point taking a risk on Cash if he is still got a bit of a niggle, whether it's the knee or the hamstring. I've read different things. In terms of Newcastle, there is a bit of pressure mounting on Eddie Howe, and I'm not sure. I'll get both thoughts on it. Do you think it's warranted, or do you think they're down for a rough spell, or do you think he might have hit his ceiling in terms of what he can do at Newcastle?
It's a tricky one with Eddie Howe, isn't he? Because I wouldn't like to see him get sacked. I think he has done well at Newcastle since taking over. But I'd say I was listening to Talk Sport the other day, and some Newcastle fans are ringing up saying, as much as they don't want him sacked, they think he's taken them as far as he can take them. And they need that next sort of level of manager to come in now to take them to the next level. They have had some bad injuries, haven't they? Same as us, really, this season. But obviously, they picked up last couple, haven't they? So, but it'd be harsh if I did get rid of him.
Yeah, I mean, their last 9 games in all competitions, they've only actually won 2, lost 5 and drawn 2. Now, obviously, we were in that when we played them away. They won the last game in the week against Tottenham, which was a good result, but Tottenham are, going through the mill at the moment, so that's not necessarily an up point for them as such, because Tottenham are in a bad run of form. Jay, your thoughts on Eddie Howe?
When I went to the game, 3 weeks ago, basically now. Since then, I've been kind of keeping track with a few different people on social media and YouTube and that follow Newcastle home and away, and just kind of seeing what they think and stuff. And a lot of them aren't necessarily in like, oh, let's get Eddie Howe out, but like as he said, it's to the point where he's really got to evolve as a manager. Obviously, when he first came in, and probably to now, he's relied on that high intensity sort of football, but that is heavily midfield dominated. And when your midfield gets wiped, he can't play the same as when he has Jacob Ramsey and Marley in midfield compared to when he loses Joe Linton and Bruno in there. So to me, and from what obviously I'm seeing and hearing from Newcastle fans, is that he only kind of has that one way. And whenever they come up against, a big team with an elite level manager, like what happened obviously against Unai and what happened against City in both the League Cup games, it's and Arsenal as well. That they've lost every single one. So they always say, they've been saying that even when he came in, that he can only really play one way. So then on the flip side of that, you do have people that are Howe in, and they're saying, in recent time, he's like, well, even now he'll go down as one of their best managers in history, with even just winning that League Cup, because I think it's like 52 years, I think it was. And that's not me. And that's not me saying this. Is what Newcastle fans are saying. Like they're saying that how, when it's all said and done, if he got sacked tomorrow, he'll be one of their greatest managers, just because he's got over the line with the silverware. But like I said at the start, he has to evolve his game in the sense of learning to, not just play through midfield. He has to adapt, and that's often the thing thrown at Unai with the whole Plan B thing. Maybe Eddie Howe needs to try and find his Plan B before it's too late.
If you look at their strongest 11, it's not a bad team.
It really isn't, and that's the thing. In attacking areas, they have depth across the front line, but even if apart from that midfield three, if you lose someone as influential as Bruno in there, I said in the vlog, they haven't won since Bruno signed. They haven't won a single game since he's been injured or suspended for whatever reason since he signed. That can't happen. It's I know we have a bad record without Booba, but you can see against Brighton we get over the line, and we have won games without Booba. But with Bruno, they haven't won a single game, and he's only ever played under Howe, so that's worrying. And yeah, their team is very good. Their midfield is one of the best in the league. On paper, their back line and their front three are good. But similar thing to us, they're hindered by PSR, and you get a few injuries. for them in defensive and midfield areas, not necessarily attack, but those defensive and midfield areas, they get 1 or 2 injuries, they're done, which is like what we've seen so far this season.
I was listening to something on the radio the other day, and they were talking about, it was a Newcastle fan saying that Villa and Newcastle are hindered by Star. But then the guy, I can't remember who it was, might have been Jeff Stelling, basically said Newcastle spent a ton load of money in the summer because of gone, but Alanga's obviously not worked out. He was a lot of money. Watermada started well, but has kind of tailed off. Wissa hasn't done anything. Jacob Ramsey coming big money. Starting to pick up now, JJ, to be fair. Chow, they spent a lot of money in Newcastle, whereas in comparison to Villa, we didn't really spend anything other than obviously.
I think sorry, Scott. I think Chow is the only one that's kind of really worked out so far, and I think that of Voldemar they're still not keen on, but I know that JJ and Alanga they was getting heavily scrutinised, but then obviously JJ's had a few good performances in the absence of Bruno, and obviously he got the goal against Spurs, and even Alanga got his first goal against City, and he played well again, and he's picking up a bit of form. So obviously it's bad for us these players coming into form now, but it's from a Newcastle perspective, it's good for them having these signings, at least a few of them in JJ and Alanga coming. Showing a bit of their price tag, because like I said, it's only really been Chow that's been a success for them so far.
I think it just really shows. I mean, Villa and Newcastle are at a similar level, and it shows that if you don't get your recruitment right, and that it doesn't take a lot to drop off, and they're obviously at mid-table Newcastle, which I don't think is a reflection of where they should be. They should be higher. It'll be a tough game, but at home, you'd like to think, home draw. We seem to always get a Premier League team at the moment in the cup, but predictions. Azzy?
I will go 2-1 Villa.
Hadley?
You stole my prediction, so I'll go 3-2 Villa.
Good goals.
Yeah, I see.
I'm saying that we don't score many goals. I don't know why I've just said 3 goals, but I don't know.
I'll say 3-1 Villa.
Goals.
Yeah, later on in the game. Right, as all three of us are on, we'll continue with the Jamie against Scott quiz. So, Azzy, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Jamie. You got some catching up to do, mate. You're on 33, Scott 38.
I did win the last one, but it was that one before, the 2 before, where you got a point for every you got. It was mad, wasn't it? And I think it was the kit numbers, or no, the playoff run, wasn't it? And Scott just demolished me in that, didn't he?
Right, top 10 today, but it's got 12 players in because there's on 2 positions, there are 2 players tied. So I'll give you 6 guesses each, so you maximum of 6 points available to you both. The most goals scored under Unai Emery at Aston Villa, obviously.
What's this? Competitions?
All competitions, yes. So say in 2 places, there's 2 players with the same number of goals, so 12 players in total. So I'll give you 6 guesses each. Jamie, I'm holding 1 or 2 up. Which one?
I'll go for 2, mate.
Scott to go first.
Mate, I never win that fucking toss.
Game on.
Well, I suppose I'll go Ollie Watkins.
Correct, with 66 goals under Unai Emery.
Jesus Christ! So you forget how long he's bloody been here. Is it 4? Sorry, is it 4 years this November?
Got to be around 4 years. Yeah.
Because I think it was Ronaldo's last away game for United, and he's been in Saudi for fucking years now, hasn't he? I'll go for Rodgers.
Rodgers is second with 24.
Duran.
Duran is third with 20.
Oh, we're doing it now, aren't we? I'll go for Bailey.
Bailey's in 5th with 15.
I'll go. Bloody hell, 15, is that it? John McGinn.
John McGinn's in 6th place with 14 goals. So you got number 4, number 7 to get. There's 2 players in number 8, 2 players in number 9, and 10th place.
I feel like that bottom section is going to be like, what was Guinea on? 14.
Skinny was 6th with 14. Yeah.
6 for 14. So those last few, I could even be fucking single digits.
The fewest amount of goals. So the person in 10th place has scored 8 goals. There you go.
See, that's nothing, is it? I don't think he scored this amount. I'll go Buendia.
Buendia is not on the list.
What? Really? All the game-winning goal? Really? That's surprising. The first season under Unai, he was good, and he's got a lot of goals.
Didn't really score goals though in the first season. He's only scored goals this season.
I guess so. Yeah.
I think he was next. I think he was on 7 goals. I think.
Really, that's surprising. Jesus.
3 more guesses each.
Marlon.
Marlon is joint 8th with 10 goals.
Joint 8th with 10 goals. I've got a player here, but I don't know if he got 8 goals. All comps.
All comps.
Diaby.
Diaby was in 8th as well with 10 goals. So 2 guesses left. You need number 4, number 7. There's 2 players in 9th place and 1 player in 10th place.
How's there 2 left and I went wrong and Jamie got 1? I went first.
You're currently 4-3 up. 2 guesses left each.
Oh, Sensio.
So he's in 10th place with 8 goals.
That's a fucking fair play. Didn't even come in my mind. I've got one here. I think it might just creep in. I'll go for Matthew Cash.
Matty Cash is joint 9th with 9 goals. So 1 guess each. You need the person in 4th place still. 7th place. There's 1 more in 9th. So 4, 7th, and 9th.
I'll go for Dougie.
Dougie's in 4th place with 19 goals. 6 for Scott. Jamie.
What positions are left?
7 and 9. 1 joint with Cash and 9 goals.
So there's 2 players left.
2 players left.
Can you tell me the goals that they scored?
Nope, I didn't tell Scott the goals he scored.
So 10th was 8 goals.
6th was 14 goals, and 10th was 8. 8 was 10, and 6 was 14 goals.
I got 9th was 9 here. And what position do I need?
7 and 9. So there were 2 players joint with 9 goals.
Oh, okay. Jesus. Trying to think back into our first season. I don't think he got many goals. He got a brace, actually. This is tricky.
We spend it. The game kicks off in a couple of hours.
I don't think this is right, but it's the only other one I got on there. I'll go Barkley.
Incorrect. Do you want 1 more guess each? Is there still 2 players, or do you want to call it there?
I'd rather call it there, personally.
More.
We've used up our guesses, has he?
Surely we complete the list.
Well,
no, 2 more players.
JJ.
Oh,
correct.
How's the fuck? That's just fucking
7th place with 11 goals. Jamie, 1 more to find, and he currently still at the club. There you go.
Okay, all right, cheers. And what's this? He's got 9 goals, yeah?
Same as Matty Cash. I will give you 10 seconds.
Scott, do you know who this is or not?
I've got a hunch.
Yeah, your hunch will probably be correct then, because I ain't got a fucking clue.
9,
Still at
7.
the club.
5.
I'll have to go tie.
Incorrect. So that will finish it there. So the overall scores.
I went second, Scott, didn't I?
Is it Tielemans?
Yuri Tillemans is correct.
Oh my God, I got Tielemans on here. I've ticked his name. I thought I said him. Oh, I've had a mare.
Oh. So Scott jumps from 38 to 45. Jamie goes up to 37. So Scott opens up an 8-point gap. 45-37. Jamie, you got some catching up to do. We're nearly at the end of the season.
Well, I mean, we're just over half. I think you need to do another one like you done with the playoff one where you can get a lot of points, because me and Scott were quite tight there. Everyone's been quite tight apart from that one.
Okay, I would take that on board for the next game. The year would be 1999-2000.
No, definitely not. Please don't.
Right, that'll do. We will be back after the Newcastle game to look ahead to the Leeds game. I think we're going to do another vlog for the Leeds game. We're all there. If you haven't already, go back and watch the Newcastle away vlog that Jamie did and the Brentford vlog. Good views on that. And like I said earlier, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, follow us on TikTok, loads of content on there. And as always, up the Villa.
Up the Villa, boys.